Yeah, boy, we're back. Cinco de Mayo weekend just passed. Oh, what a blast. Loving it. The weather's here. It's hot. Shorts is out. Short weather's here. Yeah, boy. If it don't show my underwear, you could keep them. Fuck that. I work hard for these legs and I'm showing them off. Like a girl with a fresh BBL. Shit. All right, well, it's just me today. We had a great weekend. We had a great weekend for fights in both boxing, MMA, fire. We had obviously we had Canelo fight. We'll get into that in a minute. We'll start with MMA. I'm gonna do both because I like both, man. Some people don't like boxing and MMA and they think down on one or the other. I like them both. Shit, I'm even getting into this bare knuckle. This bare knuckle fighting is good. I watch sumo wrestling. You know what I mean? I watch these 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 6-on-6, these crazy Russian fights. I'm sure everybody's seeing them. That to me is like it just keeps me interested. You know, I love watching it. If there's blood being shed, I'm gonna be there. I want to watch. I want to be a part of it. So we'll start with MMA. We'll go Cejudo versus Aljo. That's Henry Cejudo versus Aljamain Sterling. It was a good fight. You know, it was a good fight. It wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. I'll say this: I was impressed with Cejudo coming back after 3-year layoff to come back and still keep that pace with the champion. They were fighting for the belt. To be able to still keep that pace with a champion after 3-year layoff, that says a lot. He retired undefeated. This is his first L. I don't think it means shit. I hate people that think just because you get an L that means something. Means shit, especially when you're fighting champion versus champion. That's just gonna happen, in my opinion. So, but the fight was good. 5-rounder. It was a grinder. You know, they were both working. So Cejudo was trying to get his shit going. Was trying to get. He got some takedowns. But he just wasn't really able to capitalize. Aljo did better on the ground than I thought he was gonna do with Cejudo. And his stand-up is what it always is, which is good. But neither one of them was really able to put it on each other, which was good. So it was a close fight. Some people had Cejudo. Aljo took it, but some people think that was an upset. Some people think it was Cejudo. Me personally, I think it went the right way. But at the same time, I was half asleep too. That shit was on at like 1 in the morning. Cause whenever Canelo fights, MMA, they always push. UFC's always gonna push that main event back because they don't want to go head up with Canelo, especially on Cinco de Mayo weekend. So that's smart in my opinion. But that being said, we're talking about like this fight's on at 12:30. I wake up at like 3 in the morning. So actually that morning, then woke up at 5. So that night, I was dead tired. So if it wasn't blood being shed and necks being cranked and fucking arms being dislocated, I was just zombieing my way through that fight. So, but one fight I did watch was Canelo versus John Ryder. That fight was a good fight. Period. We're gonna say that was a good fight. Was it Canelo's best performance? No. But Canelo's kind of getting, he probably got like 1 or 2 fights left, and then he's going to get out of here. But that being said, Canelo put it on Ryder. It was supposed to be a warm-up fight for him to come back, and that's what it was. But he showed some good skills. He showed some real good skills. The one thing that stands out to me about Canelo versus Ryder was Canelo's lead hook to the body, and it was landing for him all night. And that right there is Canelo's fucking bread and butter because can't nobody land that shot like that like he can, in my opinion. He's got that double jab, overhand right, double jab, straight right. He scored a knockdown. First of all, he broke his nose. He broke Ryder's nose in the 3rd round, which credit to Ryder, bro, because Ryder's a beast. Ryder's a tough dude, tough-ass dude. But sometimes when you're a fighter and all someone got to say about you is you're a tough guy, it may not always be the best thing because it might mean that you got your ass whooped and you took a good ass whooping, but it don't mean that you were the fighter or the best boxer or MMA guy of that night. So that being said, Ryder's a real tough guy. And he was scoring those little sneaky those little sneaky uppercuts all night. It felt like Ryder was scoring them in on Canelo. It weren't doing no damage, but it's got that's gotta bother you a little fucking a little mosquito on your shoulder. You know what I mean? So, so he was getting those in all night. But Canelo does what Canelo does, man. Wait you out, take your shots, high guard, take the shots to the gloves, and wait and calculate and until you make that mistake or you do the same thing again, or he sees you setting up for the same shot, or maybe it was a shot you threw, a sequence you threw two times ago, 3 times ago, but over a round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, or 6 rounds, clocking that, and he sees it coming, and that's what Canelo does. So Canelo took that W. I think Canelo looked good, man. Is it the Canelo, from, even Billy Joe Saunders fight? Is it the Canelo from like the first Triple G fight, second Triple G fight? No, but at the same time, is he good enough to go up against Benavidez, to go up against Charlo, those types of guys? I think so. And I think it's going to be a closer fight than it may have been in the past, or than some people may have been in the past. And as a fan, that excites me, because that means we're going to see some blood. We're going to see some dudes throwing leather. We're going to see some dudes getting punched. We're going to see, it's going to be good, no matter which way he goes. Not that Canelo's been brought down a level, but maybe Canelo has been brought down a level. Just father time, over time, it's coming down a little bit. And now he's kind of, he's kind of down here like with the for a while there, people put Canelo up on a pedestal, and for a while he deserved it, but we never saw him go against these young dogs in the game. So now I think we're gonna see that, and I think I was talking to my boy Edit, and we were talking about and it makes sense too for him and Benavidez, especially if Canelo only has 1 fight left. It don't make no sense for him to not fight Benavidez in Mexico, and both of them clear fucking 8 figures apiece. It don't make no sense. Retirement fight, win, lose, or draw. But I don't know, Canelo. I don't know if he retire on an L or a draw. You know what I mean? Even now, his next fight he wants to take is he wants to go back up to 175. He wants to fight fucking Bivol. And I mean, I get why, but I don't even want to see that shit. We already saw it the first time. It wasn't really competitive. And I don't know why it would all of a sudden be competitive now, So, I mean, they can keep that shit for all I care. I want to see him and Benavidez in Mexico, in that soccer stadium, 30,000 fucking fans, 2 million, 3 million pay-per-view buys. That's what's going to happen. Go out with a bang and give the people what they want and secure your legacy in that way, especially with the Mexican fans. I think they'll respect that way more than him fighting Bivol. Maybe inching out a W, maybe. And then who's gonna fight next? Who's the big guy to fight next? What? Then you fight? I mean, I don't know. Just fight now. Fight Benavidez now. And God, dude owns mad liquor stores, mad what else he own in Mexico? Mad liquor stores, mad shit in Mexico. That dude owns. He's riding horses. He's riding crazy horses with all the crazy with the show pony hair and this and that, doing all wheelies on the horse and fucking making them dance and trot. Like, go do that. And your legacy is safe. You're good. You've been the face of boxing for the past however many years, 6 years, 7 years. Big W, bro. Big W. So, and get that bag. Double your fucking net worth on the way out. Why not, right? So that's how I feel about that. What's coming up next? We got Haney Loma coming up next, which I think is going to be a good matchup. I want to see, because I was listening to a Haney interview earlier today. And Haney has some good points. Up until this fight was announced, Loma was still, the Matrix. Loma was still, regarded as what he's been his whole career, which is a beast, a tactician, fast feet, good hands, fucking his ring IQ out of this world, his movement out of this world. And now, since he's fighting Haney, now the narrative's kind of changing where, now Haney's, now Loma's old and Haney, should beat him. Well, it's like, yeah, so now it's like, all right, so now I see why dudes get pissed off, because now Haney, if he wins, now he beat the old Loma. So now, like, you keep on moving the finish line, right? So you say take on bigger competition, you take on the bigger competition, and now you're downgrading the competition. So you can't do that. Don't do that. So, I'm looking forward to the fight. I do think Haney's gonna win only because I think Haney got that distance control. Haney got that he got the distance control. I think he's got the speed right now, and I think he's entering his prime. Do I think Loma is at the top of his prime? No. But do I think Loma is some old guy that's not to be that's gonna get moved through like the media is paying him to be? That's also no, because he ain't that. So I think that's gonna be a banger. I got Haney on that. I think it could go the distance. You know, who knows? Maybe we'll see if someone gets caught. You know, we gotta see what Haney. You know, I don't know if Loma's gonna be able to drop Haney. I do think Haney has the tools to drop Loma if he wants it, if he goes for it, if he's a dog in there, which he not always is. So we're gonna see how that plays out. But either way, that's coming up good for them. And where they go from there, I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing Haney tank. Shit, I wouldn't mind seeing Haney Shakur. You know, both of those matchups I think are good matchups for different reasons. But I mean, I think they gotta happen at some point. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming off of the Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis. Like, bro, go with that momentum. Haney already is kind of going with that momentum. He's fighting Loma. So now keep stepping, and those bags are gonna keep on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And before you know it, those pay-per-view buys are gonna keep on going up and up. You know, that's my opinion on it. Same thing. Now we got Josh Taylor and Teofimo coming up too. That's gonna be a fucking banger. Both those dudes can crack. Both those dudes. You got Southpaw in Taylor. I don't know if he can go. I don't know if he switches stances. I know Teo can switch stances. Either way, Teo got that speed, got that power. I think Teo got something to prove. I'm hoping that his mind is right. If his mind is right and he comes in full throttle, the new version of himself, learning from a couple of the L's that he took in the past, boom, boom, boom. I think we could see a new version of Teofimo that's better than anything we've seen before. So I'm looking forward to that fight. Bud versus Spence is not off the table. They're still talking about it. I heard Errol Spence just did a podcast, and he's talking about how that's the reason why he's not taking any fights right now, because they want Bud. He wants Bud. And he talked to Bud for like 45 minutes, and they want the fight to happen. Why it's not happening yet, I'm sure it's the politics. I'm sure it's the business, as it always is. But if those two really want it to happen, and according to Errol Spence, that's the case, and I don't see why he would lie on himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's good. That we could get that this year. Imagine getting that for fucking like even if it's fucking Christmas time, fucking Thanksgiving, whenever. Give us that fucking fight. The fans deserve it. They're gonna make a ton of fucking money. So who takes the L? And then even in that case, if you take a L in that fight, you ain't really taking an L because you're fighting a champion. Those are two of the top dogs in the game. Someone got to take the L, and I don't think that's going to, whoever takes it, I don't think that's going to ruin their fucking credibility. And whoever does take that W is going to cement you as one of the best ever in that weight class anyway. So, that's something that's still on the table. They're still negotiating. As a fan, I'm excited as shit because I thought that was all the table for a minute, and it's not. So I'm looking forward to that whenever it may happen. Some of the other fights now that have been fucking. So if we get back to MMA, we got Leon Edwards and Colby Covington coming up, which that's gonna be a banger. I want to see if Leon Edwards what he can do against Colby Covington's fucking, like, against his cardio, his speed. He just don't slow up. He's on you from the bell ringing in round 1 to the bell ringing in round 5. Do I like Colby? No, I don't like that motherfucker. I was happy when Masvidal punched that dude in the face. And then what do you do? Well, you know what I mean? Like, so I was happy to hear that. But in this case, I think Colby's going to be a good fight for Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards is a beast, yes. He just, he's coming off of 2 big W's against Usman. First one, he was losing that fight. Whatever it was in the 5th round, out of nowhere, he throws a beautifully calculated, I don't know if it was a question mark. No, it was a beautifully calculated head kick. Threw the jab out to get the hands busy and move him out the way, and he threw the kick. It was a beautiful, beautiful shot. The rematch, they went the distance, but Leon Edwards inched it out. Again, not the most exciting fight, but, it went Leon's way to set up this fight. So we'll see how that goes. But in that fight, I got Colby taking that fight. And now, after Aljo just beat Cejudo, his challenge is going to be Sugar Sean. Now, Sugar Sean Sugar Sean, I like that motherfucker. I watch his podcast. I watch his fights. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's gonna be a good fight. I think Sugar Sean's gonna take it just because that's what I think. Uh, bro, Sugar Sean, Sean O'Malley. Every time he comes out, he gets a little bit sharper. He gets a little bit better. I hope he's fucking working on his wrestling game. That's the only thing I worry about with Aljo and him, the wrestling game. Because Aljo showed he's got good wrestling, especially against Cejudo in his last fight. So I'm hoping Sean is working on his ground game, and he's still sharpening up that stand up game because he's a beast with that stand up game. He's an absolute fucking demon out there in the stand up. So that's a big fight that I'm looking forward to. And then another banger we got is gonna be Khamzat Chimaev versus Paulo Acosta. Now Acosta, I haven't seen Acosta. I thought Acosta almost retired for a minute because I ain't seen him fight in fucking, I don't know, a couple years. I mean, I could be wrong, but it seems to me like it's been like over a year, 2 years since I last saw him fight. Maybe he fought last year. Maybe I'm bugging. But I don't know if he's gonna have what it takes to fight fucking. I don't know if he's gonna have what it takes to beat Khamzat. Khamzat's like, them dudes are out in the mountains. Them dudes are carrying rocks up cliffs and wrestling bears, and they find wolves they hunt the wolves out there. Like when you're a baby out there, they push you out, and just like the movie 300, you got to go out there with a knife, and if you don't come back with animal pelt, an animal fur wrapped around you, they don't want you. They tell you just to stay out there. That's it. They don't even give you no food. They just kick you back out in the woods. And so that being said, I don't know who the fuck's gonna be Khamzat right now. Nobody beat Khabib, and they're both right from the same hood. They don't get along with each other, but they're right from the same spot. So I think they live both on the same cliff. One dude lives on this side of the mountain, the other dude lives on that side of the mountain, and those two other sides, they don't get along. So so that being said though, them dudes are fucking tough as shit. They eat rocks for breakfast. They don't have sex. I don't know what they do with girls. I don't know what they got going on out there, but I know they're focused. Them dudes are focused. Them dudes train. When they train, it's like fighting. I don't even know if they do any rounds. You know what I mean? Like, they're just going at it the whole time. So, and it shows in their fights. But now back to boxing. We got what just was announced: Tyson Fury versus Andy Ruiz. I don't know how the fuck I feel about this one. I'm gonna watch it. We'll start there. I'm gonna watch it for sure. But I don't know how I feel about it, man. I don't think it's a good fight for Ruiz. But at the same time, if Tyson can't keep that distance, then it could be an issue. But I mean, Tyson, when it comes to that, keeping his distance, his ring IQ, he ain't even like the best boxer, but his ring IQ and his movement for a guy his size are off the charts, non-existent. It's impossible to be like that, but he does it. Let alone the fact that he got knocked out dead, and then within 12 seconds around there was back up on his feet and won the rest of the round against Wilder. So, that being said, it's going to be a tough fight for Andy. I feel like Andy's the B-side on this one. Obviously, he's a challenger, but it's going to be tough. But if Andy can get on the inside, and if Andy can get off, Andy got fast hands for a fat dude. You know what I'm saying? He got real fast hands. He got good power. His chin, is a little bit suspect. I mean, he got dropped by Amendola. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go. But if he can do his thing and just land like he landed on Anthony Joshua, it's not impossible for him to pull up the upset on this. Not even close to possible for him to pull off the upset on this. So that one's going to be a banger. I don't know when that one's scheduled for, though. I gotta go back and check on when that one's scheduled. But that right there is going to be good. That's going to be, and just so anybody, we're talking about a 6'9" versus, I don't know, fucking 5'9", 5'10", 11, 6 feet tall. I don't know. How old is Andy? How tall is Andy? I think he's definitely under 6 feet. So that's going to be something to see. But if Andy can bob his weave on the inside and get him up against the ropes, maybe land a shot here, land a shot there, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But, Andy can crack. That's the one thing. Andy can crack. So if he closes that distance and gets off and gets off some shots, it's going to be a tough time for Tyson too. And especially Andy going to that body. I don't think we've ever really seen anybody dig in on Tyson Fury's body the way a Mexican is going to dig in on him, especially a Mexican heavyweight with fast hands. So that right there is gonna be something to see. Um, actually, just talking about, I'm more excited for that fight than I even realized I was excited for that fight. I want to watch it. I can't wait to watch that shit. So, you know, who do I go for? Who do I go for? Who do I go for? Smart money. My brain says Tyson Fury, but my heart says Andy Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? Fat dude. Getting in there. He was a long shot. He was the underdog. You beat Anthony Joshua, got himself in the spotlight, and he's kept himself in the spotlight. Barely, but he's kept himself in the spotlight. So you can't take that away from him. So fuck it. Ruiz on that. I'm taking Ruiz on that. No problem. And now we're gonna go to the bastard child of MMA and boxing, and we're gonna talk about fucking Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz now. This one, I don't know, man. I don't know. First of all, I don't like the way Jake Paul boxes. He's one of those guys who knows how to be a pain in the ass. I'm trying to think of how he did not against. Who do you compare it to, right? You compare him how he did against what's his name, fucking Tommy Fury, or are you gonna compare to how he did against fucking what's his name, Woodley? You know what I'm saying? And Nate Diaz, from what I heard, Nate Diaz jumps in boxing sparring sessions and can crack and gets in there and gets down. So that being said, if Nate Diaz can fucking keep that pace on him, because Nate Diaz, we all know he can take punishment. And I don't think Jake Paul is going to hit Nate in a way he hasn't been hit before. We'll see what his chin is still like now, but I mean, Diaz is still a beast. He's still going to be in front of you. He's still going to be throwing. And I don't know how he's going to throw, because Nate would do these little slaps and these backhands and this and that. I don't know how it's going to look with some boxing gloves on. And I don't know how long it's going to play for with some boxing gloves on. And if Nate does that little pity pass shit, then Jake Paul does have a fucking good shot, because say what you want about him, the dude does do legit training camps. Who is sparring? I don't know. His level of sparring? I don't know. But, he does put the work in from what we've seen. He is able to go 8 rounds with the pro boxer and Tommy Fury. And I'm not going to take anything away from either one of them, because that's the level that Jake's on. People hear the name Jake Paul and they get instantly mad. Oh, he's not even good. He's not even that. First of all, he's only ever fought one real boxer. So really, he's 1-0. So for a 1-0 fighter, he's not that bad. He's actually right where he's supposed to be, if not maybe a little bit better. So we'll see. We'll see how serious he's going to take it. Me personally, I think this is his last money grab. I think the law is gone. I think Nate Diaz is a huge name. It's interested enough to get some pay-per-view. Is it going to do the pay-per-views that him and Tommy did? I don't think so, but maybe. That's a good question. Are the MMA fans that watch Nate Diaz, are they going to come over and buy the Jake Paul fight? I think the answer is yes. And the same thing with Jake Paul fans. Do they want to see this fight? And maybe the answer is yes. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? It might be a better fight than we realize. Either way, it's happening. So like it or not, it's happening. I'm going to watch it. I ain't paying for the shit, but I'm going to watch it. And we're going to see how it goes, man. And in that one, I think I got to take fucking Nate Diaz. I got to, because he's just a fucking... There's not more of a dog out there than Nate Diaz. You know what I'm saying? So, and I got to give it to him. If he can, whatever power shit Jake Paul's going to try to throw at him, if he can close the distance on him, he's you know what I mean? Because he likes to keep that distance. He likes to throw that same fucking overhand right a million times to keep you... If Nate can fucking slip his way in and stop, bop, 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 even if he doesn't drop Jake Paul, I think he can win decision. I think he can win by points. So we'll see how that goes. And it's crazy too, cause these fucking these YouTubers, Jake Paul did clear away, in the beginning he said he was gonna help boxers, but really I think only thing up there. And yes, there was a couple of fights where his undercard, the boxers on his undercard got paid more than what they would have normally. One instance, he gave I think he gave pretty much everybody a $50,000 bonus that one. But other than that, I mean, that shit was all talk, which I knew that shit was all talk. He was buying his way in. He's got the mouthpiece, trying to gain the respect of the boxing community. Nobody fell for that shit. and now everybody's right to have not fallen for that. So we'll see. In that fight, I gotta take Diaz. I think Diaz is gonna point him out. And that's it. And if Diaz can keep that pace on him, shit, he might even fucking he might be able to drop him. I haven't seen Jake Paul super tired, and we haven't seen anybody with the gas tank like Nate Diaz. But at the same time, we ain't seen Nate Diaz in the boxing ring, and we're gonna see how that translates. You know what I mean? Can't throw a leg kick, can't try to take someone down. So you can't throw an elbow. But who knows? Maybe Nate Diaz will. If anybody would go in there and throw an elbow on that night, it would be Nate Diaz. So who the fuck knows what we're gonna see? So that I'm definitely down to see. And that's really it. That's it for the fucking for the fight recap, man. Right? We got Bud Spencer with Josh Taylor, boom, boom, boom. For as far as the movie, I want to see that fucking. I want to see that big George Foreman just came out. That shit looks fucking good. And George Foreman, from what I hear, he used to fucking hit so hard, you'd be able to hear him from the next fucking room over, hitting that heavy bag. Boom, boom, breaking heavy bags, bro. So I want to see that movie. I think that's gonna be a good movie. What else we got? I think that's it. I think that's really it. Just a quick little fight recap. I don't think I'm missing too much, right? I'm not missing anything else. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, so what's the next fight we got? I think next fight is Haney Loma. So that's coming up. That's gonna be a good weekend. So yeah, that's it. It's the first one of just myself today. We had some issues, but the show must go on. So here we are. Here I am. So hope everybody enjoyed it. I think these might be regular. I think we want to do these fight recaps more often. And we got some good fights coming up, and I think the fights might be getting better and better, especially in boxing. So we're gonna keep our eye on the rest of 2023. That's for sure. So everybody, appreciate y'all for tuning in, and I'll see y'all next time. Have a good one.